Hi guys, how you all doing? Thank you so much for joining me here. So in today's video reaction, we have two ladies sharing their experiences on how they prefer prison life to real world. This is unusual.
You know, the most terrible feeling is finally being out of prison, but it's like I don't feel free. I hate it here. I feel so overwhelmed. And I don't have no friends and I have nobody, and my mom just made me feel so fucking bad. And it's like, and I have to do all of this sober. Like, I have to do with all this real life fucking sober. I can't drink and I can't smoke. I have anxiety. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I don't know why. I was so wanting to come back because I want to go back to prison so bad. I don't want to be out here. In prison, at least I had 80 girls to choose from to talk to. I have nobody here. It's so lonely in this world. Oh my god, bro. Nobody prepared me to feel like this. I feel so out of I don't feel normal. I feel so weird, and I don't feel okay, and I don't have nobody to talk to, and I have nobody who knows how to help me feel better, because when I was locked up, nobody stayed through with me. Nobody talked with me the whole time I was locked up. Oh my god, yo.
Oh wow. This feeling is very common when you've been in confined environment for too long. How I wish there's an organization that help handle issues like this to help prepare them psychologically, mentally, give them orientation on how to face reality after prison. The only way out here is to calm down, take a breather, give yourself a break, don't be hard on yourself. Life is hard already. I know it's super hard starting out fresh, but you just have to take it step at a time. Don't allow anxiety to get the better part of you. With time, everything will be over. This phase shall pass sooner or later.
I have this weird instinct in me to act tough and say that I don't understand what she's talking about, but I definitely do. Everything when I got out was super overwhelming and I didn't feel like I fit in anywhere that I went. I remember getting stuck at convenience stores just trying to pick out a drink or something to eat because there were all these options and I just went into overload. The way that I got through it was just by focusing on one small goal at a time that were all steps to my end game goal. Every single one of those goals had to do with me not ever going back to prison. There were times when I first got out that I was so overwhelmed that I almost wanted to go back. Everything in prison is very black and white, and there's so many gray areas out here. It's like you get lost so easily when you first get out.
So someone asked, why wasn't I happy to be released from prison after doing 6 years? And ultimately, I was happy, but not as happy as I should have been. So when you're in prison, you basically you don't really have no real responsibilities. You get up, you do whatever job they want you to do. After you're done with that, you do what the heck you want to do, And so once I got home, I had all these things I had to do. I had to be a mom to these 3 daughters, one in which I didn't know because I had her locked up. So now 6 years into it. So her and I don't have a relationship. I had to work. I had to look for a place to stay. And I did find a place to stay within 2 months. I had a job, I had a car, I had my kids back. And so now it's like I'm waking up and I have all these responsibilities all at once. I didn't have time to adjust back into society. So it's like I'm not getting no type of break. And then plus I don't have that strong support system. So it's like I have to do what I have to do, work doubles, triples, whatever it is to keep a roof over me and my kids' head. And so it was just, for me, it was just too much at one time. So once I got myself together and, we doing good. So I thought people started calling Child Protective Service on me, trying to get my kids taken away. And I just didn't, for the life of me, just couldn't understand why. And it was just a lot of mental stress on me. So I used to just go in the closet at home and just boo-hoo cry and ask God, why am I going through this? Why am I so miserable? I should be happy. I should be enjoying this moment with my kids. I should be, living the life that I thought I was going to be living, while I was in prison, but it did not work like that. So for me, it was just mental. Like, I just needed time to adjust, and I didn't have that time. So I just couldn't take it, and I felt like being back in prison was, at the time, being back in prison was just the better option for me. I absolutely love how y'all just took one little clip and just ran with it. And it's actually kind of funny because that's just how society works. They see a little bit of something and just go berserk and go crazy instead of looking at the whole picture. I clearly stated this is how I felt then. A lot has transpired in my life since I came home from prison, clearly. And I love the fact that y'all want to call me lazy, bums. I don't want to accept responsibility. I had these kids that don't want to take care of them. Like, do y'all don't know me. Y'all just know what I share. And if y'all see more than just one video, then y'all would know that I'm really the GOAT at the end of the day. Because yes, I may have went to prison for 6 years, but at the end of the day, after that, I actually went back to college and got a degree. After my degree, I actually got a job, well, actually a career, and I'm doing really good for myself. Me and my 9 kids travel the world. We do what we want to do when we want to do it. We're not struggling. We're not on no government assistance. We're not sitting around. I get up, I go to work every day. I go hard for my kids. We do everything that the average household with 1 or 2 kids would do, if not more. So before y'all try to sit around and judge somebody, like, look at the total picture and stop looking at clips. And before y'all try to knock somebody else's situation down, look at y'allself. Like, focus on y'all. If you ain't got nothing good to say, then don't say nothing good at all. Because it's people like y'all is the reason why I go so hard. Because y'all be looking for something negative to say. And at the end of the day, y'all can't really talk about nobody. All right, so this is kind of like a tough subject for me, but I'll go ahead and answer. Um, so as many of you know, I had my daughter locked up, and literally like the worst situation ever. You handcuffed with one arm, shackled with one foot, and you pushing the baby out. And they literally gave me like one day with her, and then my mom had to come get her. Thankfully so, because she would have to go into the system. Because her dad, and under their eyes, didn't qualify. Her father is amazing. She had my mom, her mom, and her dad raising her while I was away. And I remember coming home from prison and so excited to get to her. And my mom was like, she's at her aunt's house. So I go over her aunt's house, I knock on the door, and they was like, Jay, your sister here. And I'm like, her sister? I'm like, I'm not her sister, I'm her mom. And I was like, her mom? We thought such and such was her mom and this. And I'm like, no, I'm her mom, not her sister. And I can remember my mom feeling some type of way because I told the people that the truth, basically, like, I'm her mom. And so after that, our relationship was okay. Just being honest, it was okay. It was a lot different than my other kids, quite naturally, because she didn't know me. It wasn't until years later when I started going to therapy myself, and I realized, like, I've been doing this wrong. Like, all these years, I haven't been asking my kids the proper questions. I haven't been communicating with my kids like I should have, but I was just doing what I knew to do and what I was taught to do, which was like too much of nothing. Um, and so I started having conversations with my daughter that I had in prison, and she was honest with me, and she basically said like she didn't have a bond with me, and she told me how she felt, which was really hurtful. But I was grateful that she was able to finally express herself to me and tell me how she truly felt. Long story short, her and I are both in therapy now, and we're working on our relationship. Even after all these years, like, it's still a process. And things have gotten a whole lot better. So I hope that answers you. So someone in the comments asked, do I regret going to prison? And that's kind of tough for me. But as y'all know, like, I'm going to just keep it 100% real. A huge part of me don't regret going to prison at all, because it was there that I was able to like start digging up all this stuff and junk and baggage and clutter that had been holding me down for so long. And it was there that I realized, like, God will do things to get your attention, whatever it is he got to do. And for me, I feel like he did that to get my attention because I was just literally just existing prior to prison. I wasn't living, I wasn't enjoying life. Regardless of how much money I had, I wasn't fulfilled. So it was once I got in prison that I was able to, like, just start working on me. I was able to, like, start playing basketball, like all like basketball, sports, working out, having meaningful conversations with, some of the ladies, the guards that was in there. And I just started thinking about all the things that kind of held me down. One was like when I, was pregnant, 15 years old, pregnant with my daughter, and I tried to commit suicide. And the fact that nobody came to the hospital to see me, that bothered me. And it bothered me for years. And I never addressed it. I just stuffed it. Me just being labeled as I'm just like this person or just like that person, and the person that it was referring to was a negative influence. So it was like once you get told something basically for so long, you really start believing that. You'll never be shit, you this, you that, or just things that was just toxic that I experienced as a child. Once I got to prison, I was able to start dealing with some of that stuff, dealing with a lot of that stuff, reading self-help books, talking to other people, and just working on just trying to be a better person. So when it comes to that aspect, I don't regret going to prison at all, because that is where I was able to initiate becoming a better person, getting rid of all that stuff that was holding me back. Letting go a lot of that anger that I held on for so long, so many years. So there you go. I guess you could say, no, I don't regret it. I guess if you look at it that way.
Oh wow, thank God for your life. Thank God it ended well for you. Many people are not always this lucky, but I don't understand, why are people bashing her? She's not a better version of herself, in a better place, taking care of her responsibilities as she should. Why do most people prefer to learn life lessons, to learn in a hard way? They prefer life of crime before they will be a better version of themselves. But each to his own. Guys, we've come to the end of today's video reaction. If you're able to learn one or two from this insightful video like I have, see you on the next one. Please watch, like, subscribe, be at peace with yourself and with all mankind. Please stay out of trouble. Bye-bye.